All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Yahawah been the true name of the Heavenly Father. YAHAWASHI been a true name of His only begotten Son. I also want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yahshua, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And blessings and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the Yakim out there enduring His truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching in truth and sincerity through the Spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nations but are of the nation of Israel and your father's side by blood. And jumping straight into it, this is Luke 24:44. It says, and he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. And this is the Lord speaking to the disciples after he was risen, because they was kind of astonished. Still, he's like, yo, check me out. Spirit ain't got flesh and bones, because it's almost like as if they didn't believe it. And this is what he's telling them, all of everything got to be fulfilled. That was written in the law of Moses and the prophets and in the Psalms concerning him, So when you go into one of the books of the prophets, all right, as you can see within the title, we're going to deal a little bit with the statue, all right? So this is Daniel chapter 2, verse 40. It says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise, which was concerning the Roman Empire. All right, because Nebuchadnezzar had the dream, and he asked, his counselors. He sought counsel of the dream, and nobody could interpret the dream. Well, He said, I'm not going to tell you the dream. You tell me the dream. That way you can't just make something up and have me to believe it. All right. So what happened is nobody could do it. So he was going to put all of the wise to death. But the Lord had revealed it unto Daniel. All right. And what he revealed to him was the fact that there was going to be four kingdoms, all right, dealing with the statue, which it had a head of gold, arms and breasts of silver, thighs of brass, and the legs of iron, and then it had feet of iron and miry clay. Okay. Nebuchadnezzar, Babylon was that head of gold. The Medo-Persian Empire was the arms of silver and the chest of silver. The brass thighs, all right, was the Grecians, okay, the Greek Empire. And then the legs, which is that fourth kingdom, was the Roman Empire, all right. So it says, verse 41, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. All right. And just as back then, you had the Roman Empire and the 10 Germanic tribes. Okay. And in this present time, all right. Let me get this part too. It says, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Right? Dealing with the in this present day is dealing with dealing with NATO and the EU. All right, with pretty much America been the revived Rome. All right, been having that beast healed. Okay, that wound healed within that beast, which was the Roman Empire, and mixed in with the EU, and you had the Brexit situation due to economy situations and purposes. You know, they pretty much was getting away from that and doing their own thing. Like it says, partly strong and partly broken. It says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And pretty much, you know, not being intertwined with one another. Okay. Now you go into 44, which is, here is the point. It says, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Right? Because the kingdom is pretty, because when you look at America, you know, NATO, EU, this whole situation, this is predominantly America. It's got a bit of all of those kingdoms within themselves. All right. But also those kingdoms had a chance in a time that they ruled. All right. Now we in the midst of the ten toes, the miry clay and the iron mixed, you know, and the stone is going to smite the feet, which that's pretty much dealing with Judgment Day, with the second coming of the Lord. All right, he's that stone. Okay. Going everywhere except where I need to go. This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19. It says, now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High. Right? Now we got to keep in mind, this is Paul going on this mission. He's speaking to the people of Ephesus, and this is what he's telling them. You know, you fellowship, your fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High, because our people were scattered. They was following the customs and speaking like the heathen and keeping their ways and everything. So he's like, no, you fellow citizens are the saints. All right, because naturally, okay, they was Israelites. They was just keeping the ways of the heathen. It says, and are built up the foundation of the apostles and prophets, YAHAWASHI Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of the Most High through the Spirit. And that is what's happening now. The foundation that we're building upon, all right, is his foundation. Okay, it's YAHAWASHI's foundation. And what we're building is a spiritual house. Okay, and the spiritual house synonymous with a kingdom. All right. And what's going to happen is just as it says in Hebrews about certain things that happened in the past, it was as a shadow forth to come for things that was supposed to come to pass. You know, the same is with this spiritual house that's being built is going to become a physical house. It's going to become a physical kingdom. All right. Which, as we read, is going to never be done away with. All right. Let me go back over there. Where was that at? Verse 44. It says, and in those days, so like I'm gonna go to the end. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest, the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof is sure. And that's what it is. That stone hitting those feet, knocking down all of the kingdoms. And let me see. Let's get it. It's showing that Yahawashi is going to be in that ultimate rulership. All right. Because the scriptures speak about what in the book of Romans, that we're joint heirs with the Lord. You know, it's his kingdom and it's our kingdom, but it's our kingdom under his rule. All right. As well as King David's too. Under King David's rule. Okay. This is Revelations 19. And let me see. Dang, where did it go? Okay. 19 and 10. I'll just go to 10. Maybe 9. It says, and he said unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me, these are the true sayings of the Most High. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. And like he said, all things got to be fulfilled. Okay? You got people who not speaking the prophecies or speaking lies and deceit, man. No, we supposed to be telling the people what's coming next. All right, World War III, famine of the word, famine of food and drink. All right, the MOTB, draconian laws, you know, unrighteous decrees, all of the pretty much their NWO that they've been speaking about. All right. But these things are written within the scriptures. And if you got the testimony of Yahawashi, then you'll have that spirit on you to be speaking about these things. It says, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. Right? His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And there you go. He had many crowns. Why? Because just that, speaking of that stone, all right, he's going to take down all of those kingdoms. He's going to have many crowns, and he's going to establish that he is the Lord of Lords and King of Kings. Okay? I'm going to grab this in Isaiah, and I'm going to close out. Let me see if this is it. This is Isaiah 11 and 1. It says, and there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, and the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. So he was going to be better than any and everybody, pretty much, you know, which was speaking about Yahawashi. That's why he was able to catch on and learn fast. All right, like I said, he make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord. And he should not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears, because he was different than, you know, others that was coming in the name of the Lord, you know, predominantly the wicked scribes and Pharisees, all right, because they couldn't see what he see nor hear what he was hearing, okay? They didn't understand his mission. They didn't understand that the Lord needed someone to reconcile the Israelite foreigners back into the fold. All right. It says, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. I'm going to get down to, because this is speaking about, you know, the kingdom and children playing with animals. It's showing you that it's going to be peaceful. Maybe it's just not the right chapter. Nah, I can't remember where it's the one I'm looking for, where it speaks about they should not teach their neighbor It might be chapter 2. Teach your neighbor no more. Here we go. Let me Google it. I think it is too. Oh, okay. Nope. It's Jeremiah 31 and 34. It says, yeah, okay, well, I'll just grab this because this is going to consist within that, all right? This is Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, said the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord YAHAWAH. I will put my law in their inward parts and write in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, said the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. And there we go. Because if you look back in history, anytime that we was prosperous and we was flourishing and the Lord was protecting us, it always will get messed up by us sinning, by us going off, by us worshiping other gods and following after the ways of the heathen. Well, within this new covenant, all right, we're not going to have any reason to lose our kingdom, because we're going to keep the laws perfect. Finally, all right, we're going to be able to keep the laws perfect through the spirit of BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, through that new covenant. All right. 10 and 8. It says, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So the fact that we're going to be keeping the law, statutes, commandments that the Lord has given us perfectly, there's going to be no reason for our kingdom to be translated to one from us to another people. There's no reason, because everybody else had their chance to rule and they couldn't do it right. Look at the kingdom that we're in now. All right. Look at what Esau is doing to the earth, to the people, to the air, to the water, to the food, to just living, period, to life. Okay. He's destructive, man. He's that child that got everything that he wanted when as a child. And now he's grown up, all right, and he's feeling entitled, and everything belong to him, and everything better go his way. If not, he's going to throw a temper tantrum, okay? So the Lord is going to bring judgment upon him, all right? And once again, that stone is going to smite those toes and knock down the whole statue and subdue all of the kings, and you're going to see the Lord with many crowns. Just him getting the victory over all the empires, anyone who within rulership. Okay, because once again, he's coming back, and he's not going to meet thee as a man. All right. Hey, with that, Lord willing, you was edified, and Lord willing, we allowed to endure unto the end. And once again, I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.